Hey, hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today we are three again. Shawnee, Jessa, and I are playing with the Cosmic Beauty Cooltrals palette. I will just get right into all the things and not blather on too much. Three of us decided to do a light, medium, and tan version of eyeshadow looks with these palettes. I'm light, Jessa's medium, and Shawnee's dark, obviously. So I'm going to insert the little bit of clips and the photos that I have here so you can see what it looks like up close and personal. I think I'm going to do 2 looks again today. I'm just really excited about these palettes. At full disclosure, I definitely was more excited for the neutrals because I guess I'm more comfortable with those tones. Cool tones on me can sometimes look a little funkified. So I think I'll be okay. I'm just going to try my best. So that's the plan. I think I want to go for something fairly dramatic. So I whipped out a shadow shield and cut it so it'll, fit my eyes the way I prefer. So I'm gonna whack these on and we're gonna get into it. I have made a giant mess out of this palette. I don't know if you could tell, but the Eclipse shade came with some schmutzy bits around, but nothing was actually broken this time. Okay, I had a plan. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So I'm going to do something kind of natural, wearable, but still like full on and glam. And then I'll do something with the like pinky purpley tones. I'm going to go into the shade Natural on my Blend Bunny E4, which is just a blending brush. And that's going to go right out here, just in my outer corner where I want the most depth. I don't know if I'll go in with the dark, like gray, almost black shade, but we'll see. I really like this shade. I think that is so cool. Get it? Cooltrals. Wow, I'm a dorkfish. I'm gonna take this fluffy Unit 205 brush into the shade Grounded. And that's gonna go just on top and through the outer transition-ish area to blend out that first shade. That's really pretty. I'm gonna blend for just a little bit more and continue blending. I think I'm going to use the shade Crave, which is the lightest like pinky shade, on the inner transition area. I know this, like, I've heard a lot of people refer to this as like a blue palette, but I don't know if it's just my eyes or my desire to be oppositional. Could be either. It is definitely not a blue palette to me. I'm using this BK Beauty 203 in the shade Crave. You've got these, like, I would call these more rose or pink than purple. But then there are purplier shades that definitely seem more purple. And then there's blue, there's brown, there's a tiny, almost gray, there's like a hint of green in one of the multi-chromes. This palette is, I think, way more versatile than maybe it looks like it would be at first glance. I'm just taking that same light shade all the way out. I'm going to definitely have to go back over and just blend and buff and add and whatever, but let's go into the shimmer shades. So we have Secret, Tempting, and Gravitate. Gravitate is like the green maroon shade, which I feel like is kind of a given with this. Then we have the Reveal shade, which is really kind of like iridescent-y, almost like you're looking at an opal. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Gravitate on my Rephr 02. It's a natural hair, like shadow. Oh yeah, holy heck, Batman. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. My brush is dry. This is just lovely. Wow. I mean, I knew it was gonna be, but you know, sometimes you just get a little bit more bang for your very few bucks, and this is one of those times. I'm gonna take this most of the way in. That shade is so smooth. It feels like nothing when you pick it up. It feels like nothing on my lid. Literally feels like there's nothing on my eyes, which I guess, I mean, I don't usually notice a great deal of makeup on my lids, but I don't know, it just seems so impactful, you know? I really like that. Can you see any shiftiness? I won't know until I edit. I don't think I noticed much of a difference with the ring light on or off, so I'm not gonna bother. Should I bother? I'll bother. All right, let's turn the ring light off and just see. Just daylight coming in through the window and my mirror lights. Now I think I'm going to take the Secret shade on my Singe EO1 on the inner. That brings a little bit more purple. See what I mean? This is like kind of darker, I don't know, rose, maroonish, whereas this looks really purple. So you really do have purple, blue, pink, neutral colors, as well as a couple of the multi-duochrome colors. It's just so pretty. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's really nice. I'm gonna go back through with all of the mattes that I used just to further blend and build and do all the things that I like to do. And then I will put on my mascara and liner. I'll come back and show you the finished look, and then I will move on to the more natural brownish tones in the palette. All right, this is just liner and mascara. So you might not be surprised to know, but I think I changed. Rude. Oh, for Pete's sake, I'm so sick of things. Okay, I changed my mind again. I think I have to do 3looks because I genuinely want to do a purple look, because this is definitely more maroony, rose, purple. I did use my ColourPop Purple Multi-Chrome Liner in the shade wow, come on, oh, Actin' Up. So that's on my lower waterline, and then I used my LA Girl Black on my upper, and my mascara is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. So that is everything on my eyes. So now let's use the purpley shades, and then I'll come back and do the like brown neutral shades on both eyes, because I don't know, I don't want to be done yet. These are really, really cool. And there's a lot more to this palette than I think you'd originally imagine. I did actually take the shadow shade, the almost black gray, and sort of lined my upper lashes. It just gives it a bit of a smokier look. So now let's go in with the shade Attract, which is the light purple, and that is going to go through here. Look at that. I just love that so much. So pretty. I think this could easily lean blue. If you added the other blue matte, that would not be a problem. But it is definitely looking purpley. Now we're going to go into this palette's namesake shade called Cooltrals, which is it's a grayish purple. And that is going to go on the outer. Not a significant difference in these two shades once on my eye. So I think that's probably worth noting. But I could see how Attract would be really nice for blending out, which is what I'm doing right now. I just went in for a little bit of Attract just to further blend. I think that works. Okay. Now on my Blend Bunny B4, we're gonna go into Intuition and put that out here. Okay, you know what? That's perfect, because it is definitely not dark enough to be my dark outer corner shade, but it's a lovely crease shade. Oh yeah, look at that. Those are looking really, really nice together. I'm dipping back into a little bit of Cooltrals, and I'm just going to fuss with this a little bit. Nothing too wild and crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure there's enough of a difference between Attract and Cooltrals to make much of a difference. Not if you use them together. It is backing a little bit more of Attract. Okay, so that means we get to use the darker shade called Shadow, which is it's definitely not black. When I swatched it, I really thought it was going to be, but it's a really dark pigmented gray. Yeah. Just laying that on there, and then I'm going to blend over with the bigger brush that I had Cooltrals and Attract on. They blend so smoothly. Okay, now we need the shimmers. So I'm going to go into Tempting, That's pretty. This looks like a duo or multi-chrome. That's really pretty. I really, really, really like that. I'm taking it all the way in apparently. That just happened. I definitely didn't plan that. That's cool. Sometimes my hand knows what I need to do before my brain does. I'm just buffing along the edge. I want it to be a bit smoother. I'm gonna go in with the BK Beauty brush. I cleaned all of these off before going into this look. I'm gonna go into the shade Attract and very carefully along the edge, just buff and blend. Yeah, I mean, this looks so nice. Okay, I'm gonna quickly do liner, lashes. I'm gonna blend this just a little bit more. Or liner and mascara. And then I'll come back and show you the finished eye look. Okay, that is both eyes done with mascara and liner. I did the same liner for both eyes. I thought that one worked for both. So I'm going to quickly go whack on the bare minimum for my face so I can give you like a full completed look. And then we'll do one more. I can't not. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back and both eyes are done. I whacked on some cream, blush, bronzer, and a little of the Cosmic Beauty highlighter. So let me scoot you in for an up-close reconnoiter at the eyes. I really like both of these looks. I did use this shade Reveal as my inner corner highlight. It does take on a like bluish green, but I think that's okay. It's just a little bit, and I wanted something bright for the inner corner, per usual. I did use the same Cheese and Crow mattes on my lower lash line as I used on the upper portions of my eyes. Man, I really like both of these looks. I feel like maybe from a distance you wouldn't necessarily know they were very different, but I think they're pretty cool. All right, I'm going to sadly go wash these off and come back and do something with the more wearable everyday shades, though I'm going to jam it up a bit and make it a bit more dramatic, and I have to use the Eclipse shade, the black matte with the sparkles. I suspect the sparkles are just going to go away, but I want to see if they'll stay. So let me do that real quick and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I just used some micellar water to remove my eye makeup and then just reapplied some eye primer and concealer under my eyes, and it's like nothing ever happened. My eyes are a little cranky, which is why I don't normally do more than one look a day, or in this case, you know, one on each eye plus another one. So we're just going to breeze through this look real quick. I'm gonna start with the shade Slate on my Refer 02. This eyeshadow has been calling my name since I opened this palette. It's gorgeous. I was just thinking, at the beginning of this video, I wasn't sure I would be super excited for these eyeshadows. They, you know, cool tones intimidate me. That's just the way it is. It's trickier for me to do my makeup but once I started playing, I wasn't feeling overly intimidated. So that's interesting. Okay, now we're gonna go into Stone Cold on my Blend Bunny B4. And genuinely, I did not have any fallout. I didn't have to clean up anything. I was very, very surprised. I thought for sure, because these eyeshadows are pretty lightly pressed in here, you get a little bit of kick up in the pan, which I never mind because that typically means it's gonna be easy to blend. That's gorgeous. That's only 2 shades. I really have to, like my life depends on it. The Eclipse shade, which is the matte black with the glitter in it. So I'm gonna use my Singe Beauty EO1. I am going to tap it off and just gently place it out here. Yeah, I mean, almost always those shimmery shades just blend away when there's glitter in the mattes. I can see a couple little sparkly things, but not really much of anything. So I'm gonna go back in with my Blend Bunny brush in the Stone Cold shade and just start blending this. I mean, even that's blending really nicely. I could, to make things a little bit easier myself, dip into Shadow, which looks black in pan, but it's really just a nice dark gray. Again, easy to blend. Sheesh, man. Now I'm gonna clean that brush off because you can see I've made a little bit of a mess. I wasn't being particularly careful. I'm going to use the Eternal shade, which is more of a skin tone eyeshadow for me, and that will help blend these shades, but also blend them into my neutral skin tone. Sheesh, that's pretty. I'm gonna go back in with my O2 from Refer into the Slate shade and just boop over the edge where we laid down the black matte. So pretty. I'm gonna take my Magic Motor Brush, my Filbert, into the shade Moonlight. And that's gonna go just in here and my inner corner. This is a very silvery shade, so it's it's definitely on the cooler side, but I really like mixing cool tones and warm tones, and I think you're allowed to do that now. You know, we've come a long way, baby. We can do what we want. All right, I'm going to go finish up this eye. Do up my left eye. I'll come back, show you the finished look, and we can wrap this up. Okay, I'm back, and that's the finished look. Let me scoot you in for an up close reconnoiter at the eyes. I opted to just go with my mascara and no falsies, since my eyes are a little bit cranky. I think this is great. I mean, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of gray looks because I find that it can look a little bit funny on me, but there are so many colorful options in here. It's crazy. I mean, I still can look at this and see a ton of color combinations that I just don't have time to do, at least not right now, but I will use this again. I honestly think that Cosmic Beauty did a stand-up job curating the eyeshadows in this palette. Again, a couple of them look similar-ish on me. Eternal and Stone Cold kind of look similar. Attract and Cooltrals kind of look the same. the sparkles in the black shade just kind of go away, but I sort of knew they would, even though I kind of hoped they wouldn't. I expected them to. But the quality, that slate shade, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I also think you could combine the neutrals and the Cooltrals and have all kinds of options available to do different looks. This is a great palette. Absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't use the 3 blues, and I didn't use the magnetic shade. I used every other one for these 3 looks, which isn't something I typically try to do, but because I like all of the eyeshadows so much, I wanted to keep playing. My eyes are going to make sure I am very, very sorry I made that choice today. But I'll go take off my makeup, which I also don't normally do, and remove my contacts and give them a break. So, sorry eyeballs. Anyway, hopefully this video helped you in some way see what this palette is capable of. I don't know. I mean, Jessa is a full-on makeup artist, so I mean, I suspect she's going to have a ton of information and ideas for you, and Shawnee always does a super thorough job with swatches and descriptions, and they're really good at this stuff, whereas I'm just like, get on my eyes. I think we have to play to our strengths, you know? And those two are amazing. And if you haven't come from their videos, go there right now. Pick one, doesn't matter which. None of us ever gets our feelings hurt over who went where first. We just appreciate your support. So yeah, I really like these palettes, and I'm really excited to use the blues, and I will definitely be using the neutrals again, because whew, I really, really love that palette. And I only did 2 looks because, like I said, I don't typically do multiples in a day. But anywho, I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you picked up this palette, if you are thinking about it. I believe the Cooltrals is out of stock, but they are bringing it back. And with the way they do multi-chromes, I stand by my thought that I had in the neutrals palette video. Other brands are gonna have to step it up, because this palette I think is $37. It was, I can't remember exactly. I know it was 80 something, maybe 82 for both palettes and shipping, because shipping is expensive. And I'm sorry, you should pay for shipping. I don't know what made people think that brands should eat that cost. That's odd to me. I'm happy to pay shipping, because you're doing something for me, let me pay for it. You know what I mean? So I don't mind paying for shipping, and I think it's reasonable from, you know, across the world. So yeah, for the money, not even for the money, like this quality is knock your socks off. I will be sad if Cosmic Beauty changes from being what they are once they do hit the big time, because they're going to. There's no way. I mean, they've done some really amazing palettes. I have all of them. And no one really talked about the Royal Roses, and then Serenity came out, and this brand just got all the recognition. And then they came out with 2 more, plus the Gothic palette, and now these 2. This brand is going places, I think, with these 2 palettes, because they are so much more wearable, whether you prefer cool tones or warm tones. I think this is going to put them on the map for all the people who maybe don't buy indie or don't buy crazy colorful makeup, because The multi-chromes in these palettes are, I don't think they're like crazy. I do think they're amazing. So even if you aren't a person who loves crazy colorful makeups, you could still wear every shade in either of these palettes and I think be totally happy. So, all right, I cannot wait to see what Jessa and Shawnee do. I'm so excited. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.